Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Shifa, and so previous video was about the changes that I've made or that I'm making in my life to improve my overall quality of life. And so this video is about how I have been able to achieve those and how I'm actually achieving those, or like systems that I'm trying to put into place that will help me like shift or change my overall quality of life or improve even. Yeah, so let's dive into this video. And if you're new here, please subscribe. I talk a lot about or I share tips and tricks or things that I've learned that are really helpful, that add value to your life. And I also do some hair videos here and there because I love hair. I love natural hair. I'm a 4C type girl, and yeah, here and there I do some vlogs. So yeah, subscribe and join the family. Yeah, so let's dive into this video, part 2 of how I'm going to be able to achieve some of those, or how I've actually achieved those.
Say what you wanna say to me now. I wanna wake up with you in the morning.
Number one is I am replacing music, listening to things that I did in the past and they really didn't add that much value to my life. I'm replacing them with things like reading books, things like watching YouTube videos, educative ones. And I'm not cutting out also the, entertainment as well. I do the entertainment, but like when you're intentional about something, I feel like you gain a lot out of it. For example, if I go to YouTube and I'm looking for a song, I'll enjoy it because I intentionally set out that I'm going to look for this song and I want to see it for entertainment. That is also essential. When I also set out time and I'm like, okay, I want to learn how to cook so and so, I will watch the video and I'm like, I'm gaining something out of it, right? So yeah, I've replaced unnecessary, listening to music, listening to stuff, or just being on social media doing a lot of unproductiveness, let me say. And this is not to say that I don't fall short. Sorry, I do, but the thing is, I pick myself back and I'm like, hey, you said you would be intentional, so stick to it. So like my go-tos are YouTube. I'll search whatever, anything that I have no clue about. If it's not Google, then it is YouTube. You'll find me there. I'll be searching how to twist, how to all of that, or listening to books. So the next point is this point is I talked about this in the previous video where I said I don't complain, I take action. So I change the way I view situations, especially if I have control. Like I ask myself, do I have control over this situation? Is there something that I can do to change the situation? If there is none, then okay, I don't want to say then I'm unbothered, but that is it. Like I don't have the resources. But if there is, then I'm not going to complain. I'm going to act upon it. I'm going to seek the knowledge that I need, use the resources that I have. Recently, I'm using whatever resource I have, like right now, to improve or to get closer to the lifestyle that I want to live. I'm using whatever I have at my disposal. I'm not going to be like, okay, I don't have this. What do you have right now? What can you use right now? We are privileged to have Wi-Fi almost everywhere. So I was like, okay, maybe I don't have enough capital. I don't have money. I don't have so many things I don't have. I listed them. The list is long. But I have Wi-Fi. What can I use Wi-Fi for? How can Wi-Fi be helpful to me? How can I turn it? How can I say? I hope you understand what I'm trying to get at. So I'm like, but wait, there's something called YouTube and I have interest in it. Why don't I, try to make videos? Like the Wi-Fi is free. I go to work, it's free. I come home, it's free. It is part of my rent. why am I not exhausting this resource? Okay, or why am I not taking courses, or why am I not studying? Maybe taking courses is for money. Why am I not watching these videos for educative purposes? Ask yourself, stop complaining and look around you. What do you have? Before you go ahead to say, I don't have this, the book that I recently, I was on YouTube watching some girl's video. I'll link that video. I'll link that video probably. I was watching, then she spoke of one book. It's called Essentialism. You should look for it. I feel like every one of us needs to listen to that book. I haven't finished the book, but what I watched and saw in her video, and I was pulled, close. I could relate. She spoke of things that I was like, okay, that is the kind of life I wanted to live. I was like, I need this book. I need this book. So you guys should look out for that book. It's called Essentialism by, I'll put the author's name somewhere, maybe here or there, wherever. So this point is like, when I explain it, I couldn't give like a definite wording, but when I explain it, you'll kind of get the hang of it. Like, I'll just say building systems, or whichever chikolera, like sit down with yourself and be like, okay, what works for me? Chikolera right now. She has a car, or so and so has a car. Your friend has this and this. It is working for them. In your setting, in your home, in your life, what can you use that can work for you? And maybe kind of produce the results that you see your friends have, and it doesn't have to be similar. You get what I mean? Because you're different, like you have a different setting. So this is the thing. I sort of, and again, I didn't even know that it was a system that I was building right up until yesterday but one, when I watched that girl's video. She was talking about setting systems and goals. And I was like, wait, so all this time I was setting a system for myself to get things done, and I didn't even know that it was called a system. I had no idea. Again, seeking knowledge. So this is what I was doing. So we have here, we have the provision, although you pay for it. I'm not saying it is for free. You're able to be picked from home and then be transported to work. You're picked from home, right from your doorstep, and then literally right from your doorstep, and then you're dropped off to work in front of the mall. Convenience. It's a bit pricey, but you come. It feels like it is worth it. At least it was. I thought it was worth it. Let me say, I'll be realistic. It was worth it when I used to use the service. So, but then there is an option of you using that. There are places where, of course, it is inevitable. You have to use that car lift service. It's called a car lift service. And then there are places where you have the option of using public transport. So me, at my job, I had two options. I could use the car lift service and I could use the public means. But the public means meant that I had to go through, let me say, it's tiresome. It's quite tiresome. It's not you wouldn't choose it anyway, like over the car lift, But because it made sense to me, because imagine I walk to the metro 15 minutes from where I stay. I take the train. I change trains twice, and then the last station I drop off from, I have to take a bus to the mall. If I don't find the bus, I have to walk there. And okay, I made this change at a time whereby it wasn't too hot, given the climate here in Dubai. It's too hot. Summer is summer, murido. So I was also lucky that I made the change in when it was like, because I made the change in July, and yes, it was hot, but not terrible. It was hot. Let me tell you, it was hot. Let me not even just, because it cools down towards September, end of September. So July, it was really hot. I'll say I suffered, but for me it was worth it. And when my colleagues got to know that, oh my God, you're taking the public means, why are you taking the public means, it was like, oh, are you crazy? It is hot as hell. But in the moment it made sense to me. I was like, okay, I'm trying to save a little bit more, and then I'm trying to because I hate exercising. I hate exercising. I don't want exercise. I can eat, I can be on a diet, I can be on an egg diet, I can be on all sorts of diet, but don't tell me to exercise. I don't want to exercise. So for me, I was like, I don't want to exercise. So how can I get in those, how can I stay fit, while getting other things done, So I'm like, yeah, if I take the metro, 15 minutes I'm walking, 15 minutes come, because I walk to and then back. So 30 minutes I'm walking, some bit of exercise. I'm not seated all day. Even at work, my kind of job is standing, walking back and forth. You get 30 minutes of break. So yes, you think you're exercising, but in a way you're not really. So I was like, if I'm going to be walking briskly, that is some sort of exercise. So yeah, for me that was like, okay, good, go ahead. You're saving, you're keeping fit, you're trying to keep fit. Then the other one was time management. Even with the car lift service, they literally used to pick me. I would walk just 2 minutes and then get picked from the pickup place. I would run. So the car lift comes 12:40. Me, 12:38, I'm still in the house. Then I'm running, I'm like, but it is 12:40, 12:40. Why don't you get out 5 minutes or 10 minutes before? Why do you have to run? So for me, I was like, but why am I always in a rush? I need to, improve this thing. I need to work upon my time management, whatever, like skills, or I need to manage my time better. So I was like, if I'm going to have to walk to the metro, and I know the train comes 12:12 or 12:19, I'm going to literally be forced to wake up no matter what, because I know I have a long journey ahead of me. Because if I miss the first train, that means I'm going to miss the second. That means I will not get the bus to work. That means I will have to walk. So for me in order to dodge that walking towards the mall, I had to be on time for the first train. Like I had to be on time such that I catch the next train, because I changed trains 2 times. So I have to be on time. There's nothing. Throughout these months, I've been struggling, but I'm like, yeah, I know. Somehow, I feel like, yes, I've improved. Somehow, yes, I still struggle with time management, because sometimes I find the train has left me. Sometimes I'm like, okay, I have to walk, but still, at least on the three things that on which I decided to take public means, at least maybe 2 I'm achieving fully, and then maybe 1 I'm there, lagging, but still actively exercising my, So I built a system to get those things done in the background, those other 3 things done in the background, and it was like part of me. Like I wake up, I go to the metro, like it's part of it works for me, for my setting, So whereas there's this car lift service that you have to pay a certain amount of money, and everyone is doing it, I sat down, I'm like, but why are we paying this much to these people? Like, is it because everyone is also using them? But there are other alternatives, and for the longest time I had never explored other alternatives. And the other thing is, I wanted to get out more, because you get in the car lift, they pick you from home, you go to work, you come back from work, you get out of the mall, you take the car lift to home. There is no in between. Like that is wake up, car lift, work, car lift, home. There is nothing else. Because I'm not one to go out, explore what. So I literally put myself in a position whereby I have to explore. Using public means I'm going to see people around. I'm like, okay, so people wear like this, and they are gazing. I know it seems like it's nothing, or it's not worth the trouble of taking public means, but for me it made sense. I'm like, yeah, to date I'm like, I'm grateful I made that decision. I'm like, yeah, build something that helps you effortlessly achieve whatever you want to achieve. So my next point is on a kind of like mental health, like where I've been at, and how I've been able to improve or like equip myself with the right tools, to like go about this mental health thing, because it can be a lot. So there's a channel called Therapy in a Nutshell. There is one lady there, sweet lady. She has like 30 videos on how to process your emotions. And when I first came across these videos, I was like, how to process your emotions? Is that even a thing? Then I was intrigued. I was like, you know what, let me watch, because I'd never even, I didn't think there was anything like processing emotions. I thought emotions are there. You feel kalas, that is it. You don't get to, question. But let me tell you, I even got a book, and I'm like, every video that I watch, I jot down something, and it's really been helpful. I've discovered things that I didn't know in the beginning that existed, like, for starters, processing emotions. How? I didn't know that. Like, so anyway, remember when I said noticing and naming my feelings, my emotions, how I'm feeling? Bring yourself to notice that you're actually feeling anger, and even like name it that this is anger. Then you get to explore. Oh my God, you need to go and watch her videos. Like, take time to watch like each video. Like, she has 1 up to 30. For those of us who can't even afford therapy or therapy sessions, for me it was like, wow, this lady is generous. And she explains, at first some of the things don't actually, like, you don't register them. You need to take time to understand them, and you need to open your heart to understanding. And if some videos I even rewatched to be able to understand deeper, because this is all new. I didn't even it existed. So for me, that is one thing that I've changed to make my overall, because some things used to frustrate me and I didn't even know why, but you don't even know that there is a name for it. There is a function it serves. There's so much into it that goes into whatever you're feeling, and it's not just there for you to maybe hate on people and for you to leave it there, just leave it there. Please, if you have time, go and watch. Even if you just maybe watch 1 or 2 videos, I promise you will get hooked. That is if you're interested, really, like to improve your overall quality of life when it comes to mental health and general emotions. Like, for me, she changed the way I look at emotions. Like, if they are, I don't say bad, I say uncomfortable emotions. Like, she's such a sweetheart, like, to be putting out all of that knowledge for free, moreover, for free. So that has been my go-to, and if I get any other, I'll share. And I'll put the channel name on somewhere, maybe here or there. How have I been able to develop a growth mindset or continuous learning mindset? Is through first of all, you need to be willing. You need to be open-minded. Keep an open mind. Don't face everything with judgment. Okay, they are bad, they are this, oh my God, if they're doing that, then keep an open mindset. And this comes from someone who was so rigid, like, for the life. You can't tell me nothing. You're what? You're smoking? Okay, smoking, I don't want to use that example, but it walks like a duck. That's enough. It walks like a duck. It must be a duck. It quacks like a duck. It must be a duck. I swear you cannot tell me that it's a chick. You can't. There is no way. It's a duck. So keep an open mind, like, because there's lots of things that we haven't really learned. There's so much information that it's hard to exhaust everything. So be open to learning. I guess there is no other way. You need to be willing. I feel like you need to also accept that you don't know it all. There's still so much more that you don't know. When you're grown, there is a way you feel like toyagala kuswala, in a way, you don't want to learn. But you've not heard about it. How you were grown as woman. keep an open mind, because there is everything, like you have a first time for everything, you know. So you keep an open mind, be mindful of what you're consuming when it comes to social media. Who are you following? Who are you engaging with? Who is like anyoyo akugambe bigambo, like who is your go-to person? Like keep, like be open to learning, like change is inevitable. Today we have how many planets? Tomorrow you don't know how many we shall have. So keep an open mind and don't be rigid, you know. Also be intentional with your time, but be stingy with your time. I can't emphasize this enough, because for me, I feel like, you know what, let me see, I feel like this lighting, just bear with me, but I feel like there are two currencies. I don't know, this one, it's just meeting my thoughts in my head. I feel like there are two currencies. If I can't give you my time, then I'm going to give you money. I know it sounds rude and all, or maybe not rude, but whatever. Sincerely speaking, like time, money you can even get, but time you cannot get back. It's something you cannot get back. Today has passed, the morning has gone, you're not getting it back. So be intentional with your time. Please be intentional with your time. And this is not to say that do not indulge yourself a little bit, like do not stay away. It's almost like when they tell us when you want to lose weight, you're not supposed to eat sugars, blah blah blah. Replace certain things with, you know, I feel like I'm looking at it in that perspective. I'm going to replace, like I said, I replace listening to music all the time to, you know, reading a book or two, or maybe watching some video that is really helpful, but I still get to listen to music, you know. And just the same way they tell you, okay, replace sugar with honey, or replace, so find those things that you can replace in your life, like make swapping the inventory more, and you know, because they're good for your overall quality of life. If you want to transform your life, I don't know what I'm doing with my hands, but if you want to transform your life, the ball is in your hand. So happy holidays, guys, and that brings us to the end of this video. I hope please share down below how you've been able to like change or make those tiny or big changes in your life. How have you been able to you know, actualize those changes, and you know, please share, just share, such that maybe I can take a leaf or a forest. I want to, like, I'm curious to know what you guys have tried or haven't tried, and or rather have tried and is working for you or has worked for you in the past. And yeah, let me know down below. Bye.